Well, the right is now just embracing the racism.
Would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
I do, quite frankly.
You use the N-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, well, if you use the N-word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, Shiloh Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different
Sorry, but just to be
thing.
clear, you just said to me you use the N-word regularly. In what context?
Right.
Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be appropriate to use the N-word? When would it be appropriate?
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist?
Correct.
Well, do you understand that makes you a despicable human being?
I guess so. I don't really care.
That was right-wing trad wife influencer Lily Gaddis. Yes, we have right-wing trad wife influencers. That's the world we're living in, folks. And she was just saying, yeah, I use the N-word whenever I want to use the N-word. And she was defending Shiloh Hendricks, who also used the N-word.
Did you call him a child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's you dumb.
Nobody digging through your
A little kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a The little child?
What if he acts like one? He's gonna.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act.
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know that's a hate speech, and you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a
Huh. Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
You might have seen that video a few weeks back. It went viral. This lady, Shiloh Hendricks, called a 5-year-old the N-word. And what's crazier is she raised money off of it.
So by now you've probably all heard about this awful racist excuse for a human being, Shiloh Hendricks, who is requesting donations after she called an autistic child the N-word, doubled down, continued. She is a disgusting human being. But anyhow, as of right now, after she did that, she has made over $551,000. There are that many awful people out there. But I want to talk about the company that she is requesting this donations through, because according to their own terms of service, that should not be getting a dime. First of all, according to their own terms of use, campaigns that are racist are not permitted. This is a racist campaign. She is a racist, disgusting woman. They also claim to operate with a mission to share hope through crowdfunding inspired by Christian values of compassion and generosity. Is calling an autistic child the N-word over and over again and being a disgusting, vile, racist person within your Christian values?
Yeah, this fundraising page, Give, Send, Go, that fundraises for the right wing a lot, raised the money for her. And if you think it didn't get to her, here she is saying it did.
There are a lot of people who think that this has all been a scam, that I haven't been getting my money and that it's not going to me. I have gotten every dime of my money. It's all gone to me. Nobody has asked me for any money. So there's that. Rest assured, all the money has gone to me. I also just want to say how proud I am of everybody and just showing what can happen if we tribe up and if we stick together and if we keep fighting back. Our future, our existence depends on standing up for ourselves and not backing down. And we just have to keep on going. There's no other option. I mean, what else are we going to do? You can't be afraid of words. Don't be afraid of the people who are so fragile to a word.
There's Shiloh Hendricks very graciously thanking her supporters for donating $750,000 or so, I think, in that range. A lot of money to her. Folks, this is insane. We are living in a world where now right-wing extremists, white supremacists, racists are proud They're proud. And why shouldn't they be? The president pardoned all of them that attacked the Capitol. Why shouldn't they be? They've been emboldened. There was a time where as a society we could say certain words, certain things, certain behaviors were deplorable and we should all condemn it. Whether you're on the right or the left, you should condemn it. But these people have been emboldened. Now they're going to playgrounds and they're calling 5-year-olds N-words. That is just crazy. First of all, I'm a parent. I've had my kid at the playground before, and there's been times when a kid takes my kid's toy or my kid takes another kid's toy. I've experienced that. But a good human being would go up to this 5-year-old and be like, "Hey, buddy, that's actually my little boy's here. Can we have that back?" And if the kid said no, then you go to the parent. "Excuse me, your boy doesn't seem to want to give my boy's toy back." And then the parent turns around to the boy and goes, "Hey, give the toy back." And that's how that is solved. You don't call the 5-year-old an N-word. You're a horrible human being for doing that. Shiloh Hendricks is a horrible human being who is proud of being a horrible human being. And we should not at all allow this to be normalized. It is crazy that it's normalized. And then that other girl, the trad wife influencer, she goes on Piers Morgan. And when Piers Morgan says, "So you're a racist?" she doesn't say for a second, "Well, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure." She wasn't even shy about it. Yes, of course, I use the N-word whenever I feel like it. And what these people are trying to push, what a lot of people on the right are trying to push, is that they want freedom of speech. You should be able to say whatever word you want to say. That's it. Absolute freedom of speech. Guys, I'm a comedian, all right? I've been on stage before telling jokes about Donald Trump and had Trump supporters in the audience tell me that I can't, that I should stop talking about the president. They got upset about it. They were trying to shut down my speech, but they want to be able to have their speech. And their speech is hate speech. Their speech is not speech that at all has a place in our society. And they've been emboldened, once again, from this president because, he said, "Hey, Proud Boys, stand by and stand down," or whatever he said, right? He's given them the nod and the wink. It's okay to be racist. You know what? You could be racist, you could be violent, you could attack the Capitol on January 6th, and I'll pardon you. You could do damage to the Capitol, you could you could kill police and other people die, and I will pardon you. Why? Because you're white. How about the fact that he allowed those the Afrikaners from South Africa, the only refugees that he has expedited their arrival were the Afrikaners from South Africa, because somehow he got it in his head that the white people in South Africa were being persecuted. Somehow he got that in his head. Even though apartheid existed for all those years, even though white people in South Africa are still doing well. And if you're a white person in South Africa who's not doing well, then maybe you're just a loser because you've had every leg up, every advantage. If you have to escape that country and come to America because we have basically a racist president who's okay with wearing his heart on his sleeve and going all white. And by the way, this also instigates racial tensions, because you get a person like that Shiloh Hendricks who's saying the N-word, and of course someone who's black, someone who's Latino, someone who's Jewish, anybody is going to look at this and be like, "Oh wow, these people feel like this. They're saying this out loud and on camera, and they're proud of it, and they're raising almost $1 million off of it." By the way, one side note, seems like racists and white supremacists are pretty generous. They like to donate. So that's good to know. So if you're really in trouble and you really need some money, maybe become a white supremacist and they'll donate money to you. Yeah, that's how it goes. By the way, why did she need the money? She said that when that video went out, she was worried about the safety of her family. So she needed that money in order to move, possibly. So she raised $750,000. So, and she lives in Minnesota. I'm pretty sure she can just move to a nice mansion now if she wants to. It's a scam. It's all a scam, and it's bad people being rewarded for being bad. The society should have turned around and said, "No, we're not gonna accept this. We're not gonna accept this. This is not something that is acceptable." Her employer should have fired her. Her family and her friends should have sat her down and been like, "Are you out of your mind calling a 5-year-old kid the N-word?" By the way, on the page, the fundraiser, A lot of people that donated actually left comments, and the comments, I know you're going to be shocked here, they were racist. Yeah, they were racist. The comments were racist, yeah, against black people, against immigrants and Latinos, against Jews. Well, it's good to know that white supremacists and racists are also, they're equal opportunity. They're racist against everybody. So they're generous and they're equal opportunity racist. What a world. You know what? That's the glass half full version of this story. So folks, you see something like this, please don't stand by and let it happen. Thank God for that guy who filmed her and basically confronted her in that situation. You should not be calling a child that. You should not be calling anybody that. And for those who say, oh no, we should be able to say whatever word we want to say. Words have meaning. Words have history. And if there's a community out there that says this word has hurt us and it's no longer accepted, you need to evolve and understand that that's the case and respect other people. Where's the humanity? She should have respected the child. She should have respected that other man that was filming her, and he would have respected her back. Imagine that. Imagine if Shiloh Hendricks had gone to this kid's parent and said, I'm sorry, your son took my son's toy and he's not giving it back. Do you mind? He's very cute. Your kid's very cute. I know he's 5. Do you mind you talk to him? I guarantee you that kid's parent would have been like, sure, let me talk to my kid. But no, these people feel emboldened. They're going out in public. They're yelling racist slurs against people. They're going after immigrants now. Immigrants that are in America working hard, contributing to this society, paying taxes, working, picking the strawberries, working in our restaurants. And these people are going after them in public, using racial slurs. You think that this lady isn't going around calling Latinos racial slurs? You think that this lady isn't going around calling Jews racial slurs? She's a bad human being. Matter of fact, you want to deport somebody? Deport these people. How about we deport those people? How about you send Shiloh Hendricks and that other lady, the influencer, send them to El Salvador. Send them to the Salvadoran prison and let's see how they like it. The only achievement these people have is that they were born white in the United States of America. That's it. That's their only thing that they have. Other than that, they were privileged enough to be in America and be born white. And because of that, they feel like, hey, I have a right to call you the N-word. They feel that somehow the black people and Jews and immigrants are trying to overtake them and take away their whiteness. Once again, if you're white and you had all that privilege and you didn't make it, well, time to look in the mirror. That's not to say there's a lot of great white people, by the way. A lot of great white people who are respectful and they are good people. And there's also a lot of white people who are, raised in poverty. And they too have to struggle to make it. But they're not racist a-holes. So please, folks, don't be a racist a-hole. And if you come upon a racist a-hole, call them out on it. Film them. Film them and put it out. Maybe they too will raise $1 million. And these people say that there's no racism. These people say that we're okay. We had a black president. That's enough. Really? Really? Don't know what to tell you, folks. I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I've got a page right here on YouTube at Maz Jobrani. Give it a follow. Look at the stuff I upload. Tends to be comedy. And hope you enjoy it.